Cool. So yeah, I threw this link in Facebook, but I'm happy to post it in Zoom if you guys need that as well. But I thought what I would do is just kind of talk through some basics of Git, and then I have a little interactive exercise that we can do at the end. So I hope that'll be fun for everyone and give you a chance to get your hands dirty, because for me, the way that I've learned is just to go and break things. But what's nice about Git is if you break it, you can just revert everything and then it's fine. So without further ado, a little bit about me. I grew up here in Houston. I went to school in Austin, got an English degree. Came back to Houston. Everybody wants to live in Austin, so there are basically no jobs there for college graduates. So I actually started a business right out of college with my now wife. We've been together for 12 years. We started a cooking school. So mainly I specialized in baking and pastry, but mostly we taught cooking classes. I was happy to get to teach the pastry classes, but they just weren't as popular. So about 2 years ago, we sold the business, and kind of during that time, I had just taken a job at Accenture, starting to do some programming stuff, working front end, and the innovation hub that I worked in downtown specialized in rapid prototyping applications, mostly for oil and gas companies. So I did that for a while, and I got burned out pretty badly, and it was kind of a toxic work culture. But I know this is being recorded, but don't work there. I then went to a job at a small software company here in Houston, and loved it. We actually used Ember as our framework there, which is not a very, I wouldn't say it's one of the popular front-end frameworks, but it was very educational and taught me a lot, and I learned a lot while I was there. But unfortunately, they made some pretty significant salary cuts during all of this. So I came on to O'Reilly. So now I am working on the retail side of things, helping develop screens for the point of sale system. So one of my favorite hobbies is doggos. So we've got 2 German Shepherd rescues, and right now we have a foster dog who is Gentle Giant. He's a white German Shepherd. And then when things are back to normal, I play with a local symphony here. I play French horn. So that's just a little bit about me. What actually spurred me to go to the boot camp was our website for our business was pretty interactive and very database driven, as people could place orders online, cancel in and out of classes. We were sending out automatic emails as reminders for classes with recipes for classes coming up, keeping track of credits and gift cards. And so on our 5th iteration of our website, we spent a lot of money, and within about a month had some pretty major security bugs, and they said, sure, we'll take a look at it for $150 an hour. And I said, yeah, no. And that same week, I got an email from University of Texas with one of the coding boot camps, and just decided, hey, let's do it. And after really getting into it, decided, hey, maybe this is a good time to sell the business and try out a new career. So that was what spurred this whole change. So that was in October of 2017. So coming up on 3 years. All right. So fun stuff. I have some of our commits in here, Pam, so you can see those. But so what is Git? So you may see in a lot of different code editors something that says VCS. So there are other version control systems, but Git is the primary one. And what it does is it's a version, I don't want to say control, but basically tracking system and revision system. So if you think about it, this was really, really hard for me to grasp when I first started doing software stuff. Like, why are we doing this? And why can't we just take what we have and save it, and then it saves to the thing and everything's perfect? What happens though is when you have a pretty massive code base, there are a lot of people who are usually working on sometimes the same things at the same time. and you have what are called merge conflicts. And so what's really nice about this system is that you can pull in changes, you can revert changes, and then you can look back at what is called a commit history and see what has been changed in the code base or repository over time. And the way that I like to think about it is kind of like a tree, but it's a special tree wherein all of the branches at some point basically go back into the trunk after they grow. So this is kind of a little picture of what it looks like. So each one of these little things off to the right is a new branch. So the master branch of the repository is this line on the left here, and then any new thing that is created comes off here. And then those little dots here are what are called commits. So it's a point in time where a change has been committed to the code base. So just a quick little snapshot there. Another thing to consider is that when you're working in these version control systems is that there are different workspaces. So we have, if you think of everything kind of from this local repository to the left, that's what I would consider all local. So you're working in your code editor, you're saving things, you're making changes. Git is aware of them, but it doesn't know to actually do anything with them yet. So what we do is we're going to add them to this staging area. So it's kind of like a space in between, think of it as purgatory, if you will. So they kind of live in this staging area until you're actually ready to say, okay, I've gotten all these files changed and I'm ready to do something with them. Then you make a commit. So one of these little dots here. And once you make that commit is then saved to your local system. So typically on your computer. So you have a version of this code base on your computer, and then there's the version of the code that lives here, either in the cloud or like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Stash, and that's your remote repository. So typically where all of the production code lives. And so when you actually take those changes from your local and then you push them up, then you have actually put them into the remote repository, and it kind of looks something like this. So your local version may look very different than what lives on the remote version. So I have some quick little terms to go over really quickly. So I put the very, very techie terms here for everyone in case you were interested. But I thought it was interesting. I had never actually looked up the definition of repository before until I was kind of doing some research this. But it says a collection of refs. Like, what are refs? And when you actually start getting into doing more Git stuff and you see, oh, heads, master, those are very familiar words. So what that actually means is, if we think of this in simplistic terms, the repository is a code base. So we're talking about the object database. It doesn't necessarily have to be JavaScript or Python or HTML. It could be text documents. So that's why it's referred to as an object database. But these refs that they're talking about is a reference point in history. So when we saw those branches before, you see here, so maybe on one of these branches, you have multiple little dots, so multiple commits. Well, when it was talking about the head, that means the very top of that branch. So the head, or the reference point that it's talking about here, is at the tip top. So I never knew that before yesterday when I looked all this up. And then the branch, so the active line of development. So what we talk about is, if we think of the master branch as kind of the tree trunk, anytime we create something from that, that's called a branch. So without getting too techie and boring everyone or overwhelming everyone, there is a link there to a glossary of all the terms if you would like to know. But I would say the things that I work with the most on a day-to-day basis are going to be adding, committing, checking out, merging, all of these fun things. And instead of going over all of the details with you, I figured let's just do a working example. So is that cool with you guys?
Cool with me.
Y'all are so quiet. Okay, there we go. All right, so yes. All right. So there are some really cool sort of Git tools out there that you guys can use. Personally, I found it a little bit easier, and this is completely a personal preference, to start working with command line first, because these tools, I didn't really understand Git at all. So these tools just confused me more. And once I actually started getting comfortable with the command line, I actually found these were more work than just trying to do it in the command line. But for many people, this is easier. And I know senior developers who still use SourceTree, and there's another one called GitKraken. It's whatever works for you. But I thought this would be a really cool way to kind of show you guys what the branching looks like. And I also wanted to show you how to set up projects and go through all of the motions first. And then we can kind of do an interactive exercise after that, if that works for y'all. So I've got my GitHub open here, and we're not going to do that right now, but what we're going to do is we are going to make a new repository, and I'm just going to call this simple Git. All right, and I'm just going to create the repository. So once I do that, what's really nice about GitHub is it gives you very nice instructions here. So it's telling me basically if I wanted to do this from the command line, now that I have this, this is my remote repository here on GitHub, right? So this is going to be the remote repository. Right now, I don't have a local repository. So this does not exist on my computer yet. So what it's telling me that I can do is if I've already created this repository on my computer, what I can do is then send it up to here. Well, I don't have anything yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clone this. So that's one of those buzzwords there. So what you can actually do with GitHub and other remote repository places is you can set up special keys on your machine. They're called SSH keys. Where when you clone this guy, it automatically knows all of your login credentials and everything, so you don't have to type them in every time. It's pretty nice. If you don't have those set up yet, don't worry. You can just copy this link from the clipboard, and I'm going to show you guys how to walk through this. So I'm just using VS Code here. This is our project for later, so I'm going to open a new window. And I like VS Code because it's got a little built-in terminal. So I'm just going to say new file, and I'm going to open up my terminal maybe today. All right, cool. So I'm going to say git. Can y'all see this? Do I need to make it bigger?
I can see it.
I can see it.
Cool. So I'm going to say git clone. So that's one of those words. So what this is saying is we want to make a copy of this repository. And this is the link that Git gave me right here and said, okay, if you want to clone it here. The other way that you can grab those, oh, you can't do it, I guess, if there's nothing in it. That's funny. Didn't know that. I thought I minimized that. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. And then I just push enter. I appeared to clone an empty repository. I sure did. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that folder. It should be called Simple Git. Cool. And so I have some little tools built in that basically tell me which folder I'm in on my machine and then which branch I'm on. Really good if you're working at a software company, not to be, committing changes to master. So it's just kind of nice to know that I wasn't on that branch. So I don't have anything here. What's nice about VS Code is they've got a little version control system right here. So it's acting like I don't have a folder open. So let's just open it. I have no idea where I am. Oh, I'm in my root folder. That was really smart. All right, let me get out of here. So let's go into code and then let's clone it there. All right. Simple git. No. All right, take two. Okay, so I've got my terminal here. This is where my staging area is going to be for changes, and we don't have anything. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file, and I'm just going to save it as a simple text file. So I'm going to say, this is going to be my first commit. All right, so I'm going to save. I just want to make sure I'm in the right folder. This looks a little strange. And I'm just going to save it as my text.txt. All right. So you can see here, this is telling me that there is one change to get here. And so I have the option to add this file. So if you'll remember, one of those words that we saw earlier was add. So a couple of things you can do this in the command line, or what's nice is if you end up creating other files here, it'll show you all of the changes. So just for fun, show you guys, we'll call this text2. I'll say this is another file. Now I have two changes. So what's cool is if you're not ready to commit everything yet, like you're still working on one of your files and it's not ready, you can just get one ready to push up to everything else and then save this to continue working on for later. So you'll see here, it's keeping track of all of my changes. And there is a little file that gets created whenever you initialize a Git repository, and it's called a git ignore. And what that'll do is it'll basically track every single file in this folder except for what you list in that. So I can show you guys some of that when we get into our other repository, but we'll just keep it simple for now. So what I've done now, in essence, is I've had two changes in this repository, text.txt and text2.txt. And at this point, what I've done is I've staged text, this first file, but I have not staged this one. So right now, these changes right here are ready to be committed. So whenever you are making a commit, you always want to give it a nice message. So this will actually let me enter the message here. The other way you can do it is to say git commit, and then there's a little tag for a message. And I'm just going to say, this is my first commit. All right. So now what will happen is this will be removed from the staging area, and it's just saying, okay, well, you have this one change and you haven't done anything with it yet. Now, what happened to that file? It's still here and it still has the changes, but it's not showing up here anymore. So let's look at that. So remember, this is all local. This doesn't live in GitHub yet. So all I've done is commit that change to my local working repository. So what does that look like? Here's my master branch. So this is where we started. And remember, this is completely empty. There was nothing there. But this is telling me, hey, you have uncommitted changes. And remember, that was the text file too. And it's just telling me here, like, you haven't done anything with this yet. But I do have one commit here, and that was my first text file. Now, this lives here, and it knows about the remote. So remember, the remote is GitHub. If oh, it's not going to show it to me. We can just go there and look at it. And I refresh this, but nothing is there. So when you want your changes to go back up to the remote repository, then you actually have to push them. So in VS Code, you can push it from here. You can also, if I decided, oh, well, I don't want to use GitHub, I want to use Bitbucket, you can push to a different remote. So I've already told this local repository that my remote is GitHub because that's where I cloned it from. So I'm going to do a git push. So this, because I didn't use those SSH keys I was telling you about, it's going to make me sign in. Rise. All right. There we go. All right, so now it says I have pushed it up. All right, and I am on the master branch. So hopefully we'll see our changes here when we refresh, and there it is. There's our text file. It says first commit. Do y'all have any questions so far? Do you need me to slow down? Do you need me to go faster?
So what are the benefits to just using like the terminal control instead of like using, I don't know, like GitHub desktop or whatever?
For me, it's so much faster personally, just because
It's right there. So it seems like it would
yeah.
be faster. Yeah.
So typically, I mean, just to kind of show you really quickly, what I do like to do with this, say I've gone in here, I know I've already committed this file, so that's saved, right? So I'm just going to type more stuff. If I look at this now, if it updates, oh, I didn't save it. Hello. All right, it's telling me I've got to change here. What's nice about this is it's actually showing me, hey, you added these 2 lines. That's really the only thing that I like to use the code editor as far as the Git stuff is for. I don't think that this view is good in any other editor or even source tree, because you can view differences here. So I've got uncommitted changes here. So here's the one I just changed. I think it's a little bit harder to read. Like, yes, I've added 2 lines, but it looks like I've deleted this one. So for me, I just use VS Code, the Git version of it, just to view my differences. But normally what I would do is, now I've changed that one. Now, if I only want to stage certain files, and in fact, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this one. All right. I would just do a git add with a dot, and that will add all changed files. If I only wanted to add this text.txt file, I could do git add text.txt, and then just by any, like if I had the second one in here, then I would add it this way, and you could list all the files that you had changed. But typically I just do a git add. Now you'll see it staged up there. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll and this stupid thing is in the way. All right. Git commit. I'm gonna call this my second commit. Oops. And then it's telling me too, okay, you changed 1 file, you added 3 things, and you deleted 1. And so then I'm just gonna push it. And that's it, it's done. If you are committing to, anything hosted online, you can just command click these and go to it and see what your change was. And you can look at the commit history here and see them. So there's my first one, there's my second one. So for me, it's just faster to do it all in the command line. I know, Pam, you told me you like doing it in IntelliJ. I don't know, have you been playing with it in VS Code? It's pretty easy to use.
I have. So I think that was a specifically retail project IntelliJ thing, because I haven't used any VS Code staging or anything like that. It's all been terminal since I started. So
yeah.
So I agree with you. I think just for being able to see stuff that I needed to see in IntelliJ, it made sense. It just depends.
Yeah, my favorite diff view, so like the difference between the files when you have them, is still VS Code. I think it's so much easier to see until you actually, can I collapse this thing? Hide floating, yes, thank you. Okay. I think it's easier to see here. The only other way to see it is to actually, you know, push it up and then look at the change in the remote repository. And sometimes that's a bad idea because you don't necessarily want to commit everything. So then your other option is to use something like SourceTree or GitKraken. I think I tried to use GitKraken when I first started, and because I didn't understand Git at all, it really just confused me, and so I deleted it. But this is kind of a nice way to view things at a glance really quickly as far as where you are. So now with our repository, and remember this is local, we can see that we have 2 commits. So each of these dots on the branch is a commit. But what I wanted you to see, because this is going to be more of a practical thing, is what happens when you start working on feature branches. So you're assigned a task and you have to do a thing, and someone else also has to do a thing while you're doing your thing. Yeah. What we're going to do is we are going to do what is called a checkout. And that means, hey, we want to go look at another branch. So if we had a branch existing already that we wanted to look at, we would just type that in. But this is a new one that we want to create from our master branch. So whenever you say get checkout -b, we're going to create a new one followed by the name. So I'll just call this my first branch. And what that's going to do is it's going to take all the contents from this master branch and transfer them into this new one, but it's creating a copy. What does that look like? So let's look at SourceTree. Oh, it won't show me until I make a commit. Duh. Okay. So this is a change on my first branch. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go ahead and commit it. Oh, I got to add it first. Sorry. So I'm going to add. So my little thing here tells me that I have files staged. That's what that little plus sign means. The green means it's a clean branch with no changes. Yellow means it has changes. So I'm going to commit it, and my message is going to be, I don't know, first branch commit. All right, so that's there now. So if we look at SourceTree, right now, it looks like that is in line with the master branch. So let's do this. Let's go back to master. So I want to check out the master branch. All right, so I'll switch back to master. So we're back. And I'm going to create another branch, something different. I'm going to call this my second branch. Typing is really hard. All right. This is a message from my second branch. All right. I'll call it second branch commit. All right. So now I have 3 branches now. I've got my master branch, my first branch, and my second branch. And if you remember, there are different things here in this text file for each branch. So how do I know what that looks like? And you can kind of see here. So because I'm sitting on this branch right now, we're at the head of the branch. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to master. There's a cool little shorthand that you can do. So since the branch that I was on before this one was master, I can type dash and it'll go back to that without me having to type it all up. When you start getting really long branch names that have ticket numbers and all kinds of weird stuff, it's a really nice handy feature. All right, so the only reason I wanted to have source tree open was so I could kind of show you guys what this looks like here. So this is the master branch. This is the last commit on master before we started branching off, okay? So here's the first branch and here's the second one. And what this means right here is this is the last change on this branch before we started creating more branches from it. So if you think of master as like the final, everything is final that lives there. You don't mess with master branch. That is the end all be all. Everything has to be perfect on that one. So this branch here is not aware of the changes on this branch and vice versa. And then if we change anything on master, these two guys are going to be behind that. What does that mean? Okay, back on master now, and I'm going to say I'm adding a change to master that the other two branches don't know about. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to commit it. Change to master. All right. Wow, what happened? Okay. So remember, at the point in time that we created these two branches, we only had this change. We didn't have this one. So what this is saying is these were created from this reference point or this commit, AKA second commit. And they don't know anything about this change out here, nor do these know anything about each other. So what happens if I go to try to combine this branch back into master? So right now, all of this is local. And what we're going to do for the interactive exercise is I'm actually going to have you guys create pull requests. So I want to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to check out that first branch that we did. So it's my first branch. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and push these changes up. Now, because this branch doesn't exist yet on my remote repository, I have to let it know about that. So I'm letting it know that we're going to push this change to the upstream at my origin repository. So that's GitHub. And you then put in the name of the branch. First. All right. And what's really cool is I can click on this link now and it'll take me to that change. So it says, hey, well, you want to open a pull request? Well, yes, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. Pull requests are great because it lets your colleagues look through the code that you've added. And we can actually look at these commits and see what the changes are. Normally, I haven't messed with Git in a while. All right. So I'm going to create that one, and I'm going to go back and look at the second branch. Go ahead and push that one up too. All right. All right. Cool. So if you'll notice, it says this branch has no conflicts with the base branch, which means there's nothing in there that is conflicting with the changes that I've added here. So I can look here and view the files changed. So all I did was I just clicked right here on where it said files changed. And I can go back to my first branch and click on the files changed. It's like, oh, here's a change from my first branch. Cool. Change from my second branch. And then if I go through and I look at my master branch, so remember this base is the master branch. Oh, I didn't push that up, did I? All right, so we're still looking like this. So I'm still unaware of this change here. So I'm going to go ahead and push that change up, and then I want you guys to see what happens with our pull requests. So if you'll notice, it says my branch is ahead of origin master. So remember, the origin is this guy by 1 commit. And if you remember, it says that my second commit is the last one here and gives me the little commit message. But on source tree, it told me that my, oh, wrong one, sorry. My last one was new change to master. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that up. Awesome. All right. So this should refresh sometime. But if we look now, hey, new change to master. So here was my commit, and I'm adding a change to master that the other 2 branches don't know about. Well, let's look at the pull requests. All right. Conflicts that have to be resolved. What about the other one? Conflicts. Okay, what does that mean? So let's click on the resolve button and see what it's talking about. Okay, so what this is saying is, all right, and this looks really, really strange when you open these in the code editor too. In fact, that is probably more than likely how you're gonna see these things. So let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and check out my second branch, or my first branch, sorry. All right, so remember it still looks like this. This is how we created our pull request. Now, anytime, personally, what I like to do before I actually merge changes into the master branch is to make sure that I have a fresh copy of it first. Why do I like to do that? Maybe someone else has updated some CSS or put some cool new utilities in there, or they have something in there that I need for mine that I'm just waiting for them to finish that I need to get in there first. So what I like to do, and there are really 2 different ways of doing this. It just depends on what you like and what I guess your company kind of wants you to do. But I like to do what is called a rebase. And I rebase from the master branch. What does that mean? It means I want to get a clean working copy of the master branch into this branch that I've created. Because remember, you don't know necessarily how many code changes have gone into that branch since you created yours. You may have been working on a ticket for a week and I don't know, 10 people push changes to the master branch. So it's a really good way to keep the repository looking clean. If you pull in the master branch into yours, what it does is it actually pulls all of the commits that were made between when you created your branch and that were added basically from then to now. What does that mean? So if we pretend that we had actually created my first branch down here, then these 2 commits from master would get added into my first branch. With a rebase, it basically squishes down all of those commits and merges them into the last commit that you made on that branch. So you still only have however many commits you made, and it doesn't take all of the commits between when you branched and the time now and put them onto your branch. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do a rebase on one and a pull on the other so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So remember, we're on the first branch. So I'm gonna do, on this one, I'm gonna do a get pull. Master does not exist. Oh, cat, hello. git merge master. It's been a long day. All right, so merge conflicts. What does this mean? All right, so it's saying there's an incoming change. So this is what I'm trying to merge in. And then there's a current change, which is what is on my branch. So remember, this is a change from the first branch. Well, I actually want both because we want what was on master, but we want what's on ours too. So we're gonna accept both changes. And then from there, we have to save it. And you can see right here, it's kind of telling me I've got merge conflicts there and there's stuff that I need to add in stage. So right now, it's telling me I still need to add these merge changes to the staging area. So I could either hit the plus sign or I could do a git add. There's only the one file here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit that plus. And it's saying it's staged. I'm like, okay. So you can always do something called a git status. Like, I have no idea what's going on right now. What is happening? Your branch is up to date. All conflicts are fixed, but you're still merging. Oh, okay, so use git commit to conclude the merge. Okay, fine, git commit. It is very helpful. This is fun when this happens. All right, so what's going on right now is something, this is a Vim editor here. So when this comes up, this is fun. You can actually set up aliases in your terminal so that instead of having to edit these in Vim, you can edit them in your code editor, whatever you prefer. But you have to, if you want to change anything on here, like if I wanted to change this message, you have to type I, which means insert, to start typing. But to get out of this, you have to hit colon. This is probably where you're all like, yeah, I'm never doing Git. This is dumb. QA will disregard all changes. WQ will save changes. So I'm going to type WQ.
That sounds like old Unix commands at the terminal window. I'm sorry, but that is I'm just going back to my Sun Solaris Unix days back in the 90s is where you are taking me here. It's like, oh man, I remember that. Colon, bang, WQ to quit out of the text window that we had. Text editor, excuse me.
Yeah. So I would say definitely look up some Vim stuff because I don't know. I used to just freak out when I would get in there like, oh my God, I broke everything. This is horrible. And now I use it all the time. Don't be afraid to ask for help. People are happy to help you, I promise. Now remember, this is telling me, hey, your branch right now is ahead of what is on GitHub by 2 commits. So I need to push it. So I'm gonna push. There we go. All right, awesome. So what does that, oh my God, what is happening here? This looks really funky. This is a weird tree. All right, so here's our first branch. Here's master. Here's the commit from the first branch. And here's what? All right, so let's see if we can explain this. So remember the blue dots here initially are the master branch. And initially this red line had come off here because that commit was in this line. We had branched off of this point from master. But now what we did is you can kind of see it's gone back into here. What does that mean? So by merging the master branch into here, it created another commit, right? So remember when that weird editor popped up and I kind of freaked out a little bit, that message that popped up, it wanted me to add because there were merge conflicts. It popped up with merge branch master into my first branch. So here was the actual commit here, but then it added a merge commit onto that branch. All right. So now we have 2 changes on that branch, and it still hasn't been merged into master yet. But let's take a look at these pull requests and see if we're able to merge the first one today. Hey, we can merge it. All right, let's merge it into master. Yes, confirm. Cool. Awesome. Now, the remote repository is going to look different from what I have in master right now, because we have this change from the first branch that my local master branch doesn't know about. So I'm going to go check it out. And it says, hey, your branch is behind master by 3 commits. Use git pull to update your local. Why don't I do that? Cool. So now let's look back at source tree. Oh God, what is happening? All right. So here was the branch that we cut from the tree at this point in time. We had our commit here. So remember, that was the first change that we made. And then when we merged the master branch in, it created a second commit on that branch. And then we merged it back together. So boom, there it is. Remember I said it's a special tree because the branches grow back into the tree. So, and then we still have our second little branch hanging out here. Cool. This looks kind of strange. What happened here? Well, what this is our merge commit right here. So right after this commit was made on master, we merged that change into our branch and then brought them back together. So that's what a merge into a feature branch looks like. What I like to do is actually do a rebase. What does that mean? So we've just pulled fresh code down from our repository. And remember, the second branch is way outdated. You can tell because there are all these commits right here and it has no idea about any of those. What kind of merge conflicts do you think I would have if I tried to merge it into master now? A lot, right? So I'm going to go ahead and check out my second branch. Cool. And I'm going to do a git rebase master. So what this is going to do is going to take all of those commits from master. So which ones am I talking about? It has this commit and this commit. So remember, this last commit right here is going to have these 2 commits on it from our feature branch because those have now melded into the master branch. So it's basically, if I were to merge that, it would actually have 3 commits on it. So it would have the merge commit here, it would have the new change to master commit, and it would have the first branch commit. I don't want that. All I want is this one commit message from my second branch, and I just want to have all the updated changes without the clutter. Okay, still have merge conflicts. That's cool, no problem. Oh look, there are the changes from the first branch, and here's all the stuff from master. Look at that. Oh, and here's the stuff that I changed. Cool, I want both. And now with a rebase, it's a little bit different because what we're doing here is we're actually rewriting history. This is one time you can do that. Tell people you're rewriting history, it's really cool. It gives you directions on what you need to do here, but basically just anytime that you're changing this stuff, you always have to save it, stage it, and either continue or commit. So just remember, add, continue, stage, commit. All right. So I'm just going to add everything because it's easy to type that. And I'm going to say rebase, continue. Awesome. It's done. Now, what's scary about rebases is because you are rewriting history, you have to do what's called a force push. My puppy is barking because she wants the other dogs to come play with her. We have to force push it. And what that means is because we're actually taking the last commit that we had pushed up to the remote, rewriting that commit. So what we're doing is we're rolling all of the changes from master into that last commit. since we're rewriting the history, we have to force it, which is scary, but let it happen. It's good, I promise. When you first start doing this though, I would highly recommend a backup. Commit it first and then do your rebase later. We'll look at that. What? What? There's my second branch, but there's no weird, what's happening? All right, let's check it out. So I have that one lingering pull request. There it is. Do we have any merge conflicts? Nope, merge it. Confirm. Done. And let's pull it down. Go back to master. Cool. Oh, look, all my changes. So this is the master branch. Hey, here's a change from the first. Here was the change on master that we made, and here's the change from the second. I've got all the changes there. Awesome. What does that look like? There it is. All right. So you can see what happened here. So orange is the first branch, red is the second. What happened here is it said, okay, well, you had this commit here, but at this point in time, that was when you decided to rewrite your history and include all of the changes on master, and we're going to squish them into that one commit. And so that's what it looks like with a rebase versus a merge. So that may be way too complicated, but just two different ways of essentially accomplishing the same thing. I wish I had known more about rebasing, because now in the last two jobs that I had, everybody made us rebase and it was really scary. And anyway, I thought it was a good thing to know. Do y'all have any questions before we dive into an interactive little exercise for everybody?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
So what if our text editor, like what if we haven't included the different, like how your editor, it indicates like what branch you're on and like what's ready to be staged? Like, if we haven't added that feature yet.
Do you have a terminal built into your editor?
I'm not sure. I'm still
sorry.
working on basics.
Do you have this kind of thing in your code editor?
Let me check. Hang on.
Okay.
If I can get out of here.
Which one are you using, by the way?
I'm using Atom.
Okay, it should have one for sure.
Okay.
And it definitely has a version control stuff.
Oh, okay.
For sure, I promise. I like Atom and it's really nice, but if you're
I see it. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Adobe stuff, they don't like each other.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to like get it on there.
No worries. And we can look at it together if you want. But I will go ahead and throw this little repo link out there for y'all so you can have access to that. Oh yeah, I shrunk this and I'm never going to be able to open it again. Okay, hold on. I can figure this out. Nope, not that. Oh, it said push escape. Haha, I remembered. All right, chat. There we go. All right. So what I wanted to do with you guys, and I thought this would be super, super fun, maybe, hopefully, is we can go through this Git tutorial together. So I've typed up the directions here in the README. I want to hide this thing again. About how to go ahead and get started. But I want to go ahead and show you what the project looks like here. So some of you may have NPM and Node installed. Cool. Some of you may not. No worries. I want to show you both ways to run the project. So if you guys do not have Node and NPM installed, after you guys open the project, what you're going to want to do, after you clone it, you're going to want to go to your browser and hit open file, and then just open index.html. This is where we're going to be working. For those of you guys who have Node and NPM, you can go ahead and run the install and run a start. And even though it's just simple HTML and CSS, every time you save anything, it refreshes that browser page, which is really cool and saves a lot of time. And I wish I had known about that a long time ago. So you're not having to constantly hit refresh. But what I want you guys to do is go ahead and visit the link, and you can clone the repo. I want you guys to be able to push up changes and create pull requests. So I wanted to add everybody as a contributor who wanted to participate. And I have 3 of you added right now. So I was going to see if anybody else needed to send me their email address so that you can collaborate.
I will send you mine. I don't remember my GitHub email, so let me check.
Okay. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and pull it down and we can talk through how we're going to work through it. And I can kind of talk you guys through this really quickly. So what you're going to do is I have this sort of skeleton HTML page here, and I've added comments about what needs to get added. And I have a finished index.html right here where you can go grab all the stuff. And I thought, just for fun, I mean, German Shepherds are really cute and I kind of like them. So let's just make a cute little page with German Shepherds all over it. So this is what the finished product looks like. And I have different tasks in the to-do list in the README. And what I want you guys to do is sort of as you make a pull request, you can choose anything you want on this list. It doesn't matter which order you add it. It may look weird. So since these 2 are both in the collapsible header and these 2 are both in the nav bar, if you add one before the other, it may look strange. But it's not going to break anything during the meta order. What I'm hoping is going to happen is we're going to have some merge conflicts. Just wanted to get people comfortable with making pull requests and looking at code changes. So when you add that change to the index.html in the README file, which looks a little funny in the markdown, whichever thing you're picking, you want to just put a little X in here and it'll mark it as complete on the README. So you can see it, those little check boxes. And then that way, the next person who starts it, they can just look at it and say, okay, somebody already added the modal, I can add cards. So you're going to want to check out a new branch, and then we'll just refer to things as item. So we can call them item 1, 2, 3, 10. And then we'll create pull requests and we can kind of go through those and look at them together. It should be super fast because all the HTML is already built out and we just have to grab it and put it in there and create a pull request. But I basically just want to be here to answer questions and help everybody and kind of get you guys to see what this process looks like. And then we can look at puppies and stuff because they're really cute. What will happen is when it's all done, everything is already wired up. The JavaScript's already there. Don't ask me how much time I spent having to look stuff up that I did 3 years ago with basic JavaScript. This is the collapsible header left side content. This is the collapsible header right side content. This is the Jumbotron content. These are the cards. This is the footer. And then when you click on the card, it will pop up a modal. So you should be able to put any image you want with any text you want on the cards. So it doesn't even have to be a German Shepherd. You put any picture you want on there. I don't care. And then I left this Bootstrap stuff in there in case you guys weren't familiar with it. You could go check it out and see what it was. But basically, Bootstrap is a CSS library that lets us have all these nice things for free without having to do all of the CSS work ourselves. So, with that, I will see if anyone has any questions. Is everyone able to clone the repository?
Yeah, I have it all in my VS Code now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't cloned it yet.
Yeah, I still need to clone it. Hang on.
Does anyone need to get added as a contributor that I haven't added yet?
Actually, Catherine, I was actually going to watch because I don't have Visual Studio on my laptop yet. So,
okay. I mean, honestly, you could do it in a text editor and terminal if you're feeling brave.
It's been a long time since I've used a command line from Windows.
No worries.
So,
no worries.
So you're going to have to forgive me from. Usually, I'm in with my elbows, but tonight that until I can get my new laptop all up and running, I don't want to blow it up. The first month I've had it.
Totally understand.
I'm sorry, did you demonstrate how to clone it or?
Yeah. So what you're going to want to do is.
Sorry, I've done it once in my life.
No problem.
Months ago. And
let me actually go to the right repo, not this one.
Oh, and I'll probably, if I don't have the SSH set up in the actual.
You're good.
I just have to log in, right?
That's correct. So just.
Yeah, I don't have XClip because I'm not a Mac user. I'm a Windows user. And so the tutorial on YouTube that you sent said that I had to install XClip in order to get the key and blah, blah, blah. I ran out of time, so.
I didn't even think to put the Windows one on there. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I just wanted to double check that I could do something. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So once you're on this home screen here, just click on the clone or download, and then you want to make sure that yours says HTTPS and not SSH. So you just click on that to copy it.
Let's see. I'm on the Git tutorial. And
or if it's easier too, you can always download the zip and then open the folder.
Okay, I see where you click now. Okay. Sorry, I have to switch windows here.
No, it's okay.
I'm just using my normal command terminal. I'll just deal with Adam later.
Okay, there we are.
You know what, guys? I'm going to go ahead and stop screen sharing so that way if anybody gets stuck, you can share your screen with me and we can work through it. It may be a good idea to kind of talk out which items you want to work on so that you don't accidentally grab one that somebody else is grabbing.
So I haven't worked with any JavaScript, so I'm.
Oh, it's done. It's all done. You don't have to touch JavaScript. It's all HTML, so you're good.
Awesome. Okay.
So what y'all are going to want to do is there are going to be two files that you want to look at, the index.html and the finished index.html. Okay. So the index.html has comments in there for where you want to actually add stuff. So it says add about section here. If you look at the finished index, it says start of about section. It's on line 19. And then at the closing div, it says end of about section. You could literally copy and paste that and just stick it where that comment is.
I have some questions.
Yeah, what's up?
Just kind of in general while people are kind of doing that. Okay, my first question is about your cool little color code. Is that
is it what?
Is it an extension?
No, it is a Zish theme. Do you have a Mac?
Oh, no, I do not.
Okay. You should, there should, Windows scare me. There should probably be some themes out there. There have to be, I'm sure.
But it's just built into your, okay.
So it's actually so Macs used to use bash scripts in terminal, and now they actually use, it's a .zsh. So they've just switched over from bash to that. So I don't know why. So now everything that you had written in bash has to be translated into this .zsh stuff. But yeah, I can kind of send you a link of what that looks like. I'm sure that there's stuff out there for Windows. In fact,
I just wasn't sure if it was a specific extension that I could snag. It's very helpful. It looks very nice.
Thank you.
So are you just wanting us to copy the finished and paste it into the index just so we can see how different people add? And
so just little bits of it. So for each of those to-do items, you're going to check out a branch with that item number, add that change, and create a pull request. So there's going to be a total of, sorry, let me take a look real quick.
Like 13?
Yep. So you guys are, between all of you, will have a total of 13 branches that you're going to create, not each person. And I'm hoping maybe that some people will do something that causes like a merge conflict with somebody else, and we'll get it merged into master, and then we have all these problems. And
Oh man, I'm gonna create some conflict. Don't you worry.
I would say that you're good at that, but that's really not your thing.
I will just pick a branch and go ahead and check it out. So I will go with number 4, add right button to nav bar. That's the branch I'm gonna check out.
Get it done.
Hey, Jesse, I just did a little search, and there is a way to on Windows 10 to where you can actually run Bash or C Shell on Windows. Okay, I'll throw the link out that talks about how you can actually use a shell tool or the Z shell, I guess is what
Seashells, these seashells by the seashore.
Yeah. Well, there used to be one that really did a seashell. So let me copy that right now, and you guys can. Anyone who's on the Windows machine, pull up. Might want to grab this link, because I found that to be quite helpful to know where the path is and everything else. I really like that, to be honest.
Oh, I found something too.
There you go.
Thank you, Teresa.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh.
Okay, I think I'll do number 5, but how do we open up the index file?
I'll do number 6, I guess.
Okay. So do you have Node and NPM running? Okay. So what you want to do is go to whichever browser you like, and then just click on File, Open File, and then choose that index.html file, and you'll be able to see your changes there after you save them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're just changing the item that we've picked in the index.html that hasn't been finished, right?
Yes, on
and
your
then
feature branch.
So once we've made the change, so I'm doing the footer content, I just copied and pasted the div. And you want us to save it and then use the command line to push it?
If you want to use if you have source tree or something built into your editor, you can use that too. But you want to add it to your feature branch, make a meaningful commit message, like, hey, I just added a footer to index.html or something, and then push that up to GitHub and create a pull request.
Oh, so my source control is saying initialize repository or publish to GitHub.
Did you clone it?
I guess not. I think the zip. I just downloaded the zip.
And it didn't have a, what is it called?
Because I'm using VS Code too.
Hang on one sec.
I probably just did something wrong.
You want to share your screen for a second?
Yeah. Let me get to Zoom, wherever that is. Oh, I have to grant access. Yes, I'm using my MacBook, so I'm having to go through 5 different windows just to Allow access. There we go. Oh, it's saying, oh my God. It's saying that I can't do it unless I quit Zoom and then open it back up.
Sounds right.
Let me see if I can do it without.
Sorry, Christy, I just saw your message. I am adding you right now. Cool.
Okay, is it working?
Yes, yes, sorry.
Oh, okay. I can't see. I can tell that I'm sharing, but it doesn't show me, just as I'm screen sharing. So yeah, I don't think that I cloned it.
I don't think I did either because I downloaded it and then I don't know what else to do after that.
Yeah, I have all the files. I guess I didn't clone it because it's telling me initialize and publish.
I didn't know that that happened. If you, maybe if you download the zip, it doesn't have the all the Git info in it.
I guess not. That's weird. Okay, so just
are you able to do a clone?
I guess. I don't know.
All right, so yep, copy that. Or you could push the little button on the right. That's a copy button.
Yeah.
And then go back to VS Code. And then in that terminal down there, just CD out of that folder.
Just what?
Oh, type in CD to go
gotcha.
out of that folder. Yeah. And then do a get clone and paste the link. And it'll probably create like a 2. So CD get tutorial.
Did it work? Or just type that again?
You can, we're still gonna need to open it up though. So do this.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit the X button on the top left. And then go to File, Open Folder after you close it.
So just close all of this?
Wait, why does it have group? I don't even know what groups are. That is weird. Yeah, hit the red X on the top left.
Just close the whole thing.
We're gonna close it all. And then go to File. I think it's gonna open it up again. Yeah,
yeah.
So close it, but don't quit it. So close this window.
Close.
Hit the red X. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and then go to File, Open. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then find the second folder that we just.
So this one.
Does it have that has the package lock? Oh, let's see. Oh no, that's in downloads. So you want to go to your root, your user root. Where is it?
I don't know.
Can you click on that drop down where it says recents?
Yeah.
On the top middle. Do you have access to your? That is so weird.
I'm on like the latest version, like Catalina or whatever.
Okay, go ahead and hit cancel. And then go into your Finder on the bottom left of your applications down there. Yep. And no, you sure don't. On the top, go to Go. Very top, like the menu.
Oh, gotcha.
And then go to Folder, second to bottom.
Whoop.
And then type in the tilde and enter. Sweet. All right. I thought you had cloned it. Yeah, there it is. Git tutorial.
Yeah.
Command click or control click. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
And we want to open with not an option. Can you just drag that down to VS Code?
Let's find out. Nope.
Now try it. Is it selected? Is it moving?
Yeah. It's not moving.
Um,
Oh, there we go.
there we go. Okay, cool. There you go.
That's so weird. I've never.
That was an effort, man. That was some tough stuff.
Because
Okay,
I just
cool.
downloaded it and opened it, but.
Okay, so to open terminal, you hit Control-tilde. There you go. You're in the folder, so do git status. Okay, so you're on Origin Master. So now you want to do git checkout -B with your, I don't remember which one you said you were taking. You got it before the
just
dash.
the footer one.
Okay, so I think, let's find out.
I don't remember what it is.
It was, I lost it. 6.
So I put git checkout and then.
So you want to put a space before the -B. And then just do another space. Item 6.
Okay.
All right. So now if you say git status, it's going to tell you you are on branch item 6. And if you look in the very bottom left, that's your branch.
Awesome. Okay. So I've
All
never used the command line before. So
No, you're cool.
that's cool.
So yeah, I mean, if you want, we can do this together. So go
Yeah.
ahead and grab that change.
Hmm?
The change that you want to make. So go ahead and grab
Sit
this for the
down.
footer.
That's
And
in the README, right? So.
Yep.
So I'm doing this one just.
Yes, ma'am. You got it. And then you want to grab, so to save it, right? I always forget to save. And then you want to go to the finished index. So now you're doing the diff view. So, or no, you're not. Are you? No, you're in
Not the README on the left
You're
and
good.
the.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good. All right. So scroll down. I want to say it's towards the bottom, just right above the modal.
Yeah, the footer stuff.
Yep.
Woo. Yeah, here it is.
Cool. Yeah. So just grab, if you want to, you can even copy the comments too. It's fine.
So we're just grabbing that.
Yep.
With the div. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. And we're just putting it, where the footer is supposed to go,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Exactly.
And then saving.
Save. And now if we look at your tool, it's telling you you've got 2 changes, right? You change the README and you change the index, so you can click on them to view the difference. So I
Nice.
like to do that and be like, oh man, I didn't mean to write this code is stupid and leave that in there. So you can do 2 things. So you have 2 files that you want to stage. So if you do a git add with a dot, it will stage all of your files that you changed. Or
So git
like
add and just.
space period. Yep. And that will stage everything you changed. So you can see both of your files are now in your staging area and are ready to be committed. So if you want, you can do git commit -m with your message, or it may be easier if you want to just type it in the little message slot. It does limit your characters though, which is annoying. And then any kind of quotation, so you could do a single quote or a double quote. It just has to start and end the same.
Do I need a space after the M or?
I always put one.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, you could try not putting one.
Just like
maybe
put it
like,
right
I don't know this command. No, I think it's, I would just go ahead and leave a space.
Yeah. Okay. And then just put like whatever I'm
adding the footer.
Thinking. Yeah, just adding footer.
Cool.
And then enter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
So now to get this up to the remote GitHub,
Mm-hmm.
do a git push. And then we need to set the upstream, which is -u. And then the origin, so space origin. And then the branch name, which is item 6. It's probably going to give us some issues that you don't have access rights. We're going to find out.
Oh, GitHub wants to sign in, blah, blah, blah. There we go. Yeah,
Cool.
I guess I didn't authorize it either. See if I remember my password.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, so
Denied.
do you want to, did you accept the collaboration invitation?
Is it in my email probably?
Yes.
I'll just check it on my phone. It's probably faster.
Oh yeah, it says pending invite. So Christy,
Okay.
you're still pending. And hey, Beck Asher, you're still pending. So you do actually, sadly, have to accept it before you can. Do it. All right, somebody's got a pull request. Miss Pamo, add right button to navbar. Let's see what she changed here. She changed 2 files.
I will stop sharing. There we go.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Let me know
There
if you
we
get
go.
stuck again, and we can
Okay.
take a look-see. I'm gonna share.
That was less scary than I thought.
Awesome. All right, what did Pam do? Did she delete everything? It looks like she deleted a lot of stuff. What did she delete? She didn't.
Oh my God.
She didn't delete. Oh, this thing is so.
Oh, I didn't even know I did that.
No, you didn't. So if it's actually deleted, if it's deleted, it's a dark red. If it's moved, it's a light red.
Oh,
So
okay.
what this is saying is you moved this and inserted this. It's, I don't know. All right, cool. Oh, look what you did. You did some tabbing here, I see.
Oh, I have some built-in formatting. I probably, in my VS Code, like some extensions, it maybe messed up.
It moved the comments there. Uh-oh, we're gonna have some conflict.
I reject it. I told you I'd create some conflict.
No, that's good. I want conflict. All right, so you also changed the package lock. That's fine. But you did not update the README. So you did not update README. Changes. Please add and push. Where is the needs work button? Thumbs down. So one cool thing, guys, so you remember how we were talking about merge commits, squashing and merging, and rebase and merging? In a lot of these remote repositories like GitHub and Bitbucket, you can actually do a rebase, usually, in here. So you remember how when I showed you guys, when I merged the branch in, how it created all those commits? It created that merge commit. Do you remember what I'm talking about? So this right here, this is a merge commit. So when I merged that in, it created another commit saying, hey, this was merged. So you have an option here to rebase and merge. So what that'll do is it'll just take the commit from that feature branch and make it the head of the master branch without creating a merge commit. So what that would look like is basically this then becomes the head. So it just points directly here, and that becomes the tip instead of this. It created a secondary commit just for the merge. I'll show you with Pam's if she fixes her stuff. Oh, Jumbotron. All right, let's take a look, Burnett. All right, files changed. Awesome. Cool. So what I want you to do, Burnett, is I want you to actually grab, and I like that text, you can change it. In the finished HTML here, there is a Jumbotron section. Throw that down right here. So I want you to actually grab this Jumbotron content right here, and I want you to pop it in right there.
Okay.
But feel free to change the text. It doesn't have to, you can put everyone in there. And then also update the README file.
Okay.
Cool. Anybody else need some help?
Okay, so I got, so push, I think I accepted the request. So then we do, to push our commit, we just say push.
Push -u to set the upstream to the origin, because it knows the origin or the remote repository is GitHub, and then the name of your branch. So git push -u.
Okay.
And I do have this right here, the name of your branch.
So it's number 6, so item 6. And then the quotes, or like whatever I'm pushing.
Are you talking about right here? So just the name. So it would be git push -u origin, and then item 6. Yep.
It says I still don't have access. Could not read from remote repository.
All right, let's see what's going on. Weird. And you're using this email address?
Mm-hmm. Let me try one more time.
For fun, what you could do is start all over. No, I'm just kidding. Do a, tell you what, why don't you share your screen with me?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm only seeing chat intermittently. Feel free to ask out loud. All right, so do git checkout master. Git pull, just for fun. This is so weird. Oh, look at that. It knows that there are new branches. So what it's telling you is that those are new remote branches that have been created. You see how it says origin /item 12? So when you're creating those upstreams, that's what it's doing, is it's creating those remote branches. So now that we've got those and you know about them, that's good. Do a git checkout dash, because remember that'll go back to the previous branch that you were on. I think you need to do a space. Yep. And it'll go back to your branch. Awesome. And then now try pushing it. So you can tab up a few times and it'll pull up your commands. You don't have to type it over again. So if you hit the up arrow.
Okay. Oh.
There you go.
All right. Didn't know that. That's cool.
What?
Yeah.
Read.
No access.
I don't understand.
I don't either. That's really weird.
Does it say that you're a contributor on that one?
On my GitHub?
If you go back to mine, does it say that you're a contributor? Okay, just for fun, I want you to clone it one more time.
Okay.
And try again. It'll be good practice, right?
Yeah.
Did it explicitly ask you to like, because it took it about 5 minutes for it to finally ask me. I had to GitHub like 3 times. Yeah.
It took a little bit, yeah.
Okay. That's frustrating.
But if you can see me on there as a contributor, then it's weird. Okay.
All right, we got some pull requests.
So I will stop sharing, I guess.
Do you want us to just go ahead and merge them ourselves, or did you?
Let's
Wait.
let's look. Okay. Somebody
I can
updated
create
their
a lot of
readme.
conflict if you want me to just start merging things.
Oh, you're horrible. Okay, why don't you two be the approvers? So make sure the readme is updated and the changes are right, and then you can merge them. And do me a favor and do a rebase merge instead of a merge commit merge. Let's see.
I also turned off my formatter, so I did a second one. But
Oh, cool. Portia. All right, let's take a look. All right, what's going on? Let's look at the code. 5 branches, that's so cool. That. All right, and this is telling me these are all open pull requests. All right. Awesome. And then Burnett, did you update the README as well? So for this one, all you want to do with the code for the README is just go in here and then put a little X right here next to number 5 for the Jumbotron. So all that looks like is right here. Just go in and put an X right there and then add that and commit it.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Nice. All right. So let's merge this puppy. Love that I have to push this button 3 times for it to happen.
Okay. One more time. How do I, because it says I'm in the master. So how do I just specifically go to item 6?
You want to create the branch first?
Yeah, I think I started over, so now.
Okay, yeah, so you want to, so if you pull up that, what I like to do sometimes when I'm getting started, did I stop sharing? I did stop sharing, is pull up the README and then just go through those directions there.
Sweet, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, awesome, thank you.
You bet. All right, keep sharing. Does anybody else need some help?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the README, but I can't.
You're good. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, let me see. Where is it? Here it is.
should mute myself. I'm eating food.
Oops. Wait, this is weird. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to pull up my command terminal, but it's not letting me. Stop. Can you guys see my command terminal? Why is it being so weird?
I can't see your screen if you.
Oh, here. There we go.
Awesome.
Okay. So I tried to do a git checkout.
So which branch are you on right now?
I was.
So go ahead.
Oh.
Go instead of checkout, just say git status, and we can see where you're
Okay.
at. Okay, so you're already on item 5. Where is your code editor?
Where is my what?
Your code editor?
Oh, it's on another one. Oh, duh. Okay, it's right here. This one?
I'm just seeing your bash script.
Oh, shoot.
What's the code editor most people are using?
I was using VS Code.
Okay.
Oh,
I
shoot.
saw npm earlier. What is that used for?
I'm gonna
It
stop
is
sharing.
a package management system. So if you're looking at the repository on GitHub, you'll see that there is a package.json. All of the packages used in the code base are organized there. And then there is another folder called node modules where all of the software for those packages live. Okay. So,
And some people use something called Vue. What is that used for?
oh, that is a framework.
Oh, framework. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, what you looking at here?
No, I don't know how I got here.
Okay. So do you want to open?
How did
You want
I
to open
get-
our project?
Okay, let me see. I guess I should go back to.
You should be able to go to like File, Open, and then you can click on that
Oh,
folder.
that's right. Okay. Okay. Here we go. It's this one. Yes. Okay.
Perfect. I don't know why you can't see your File Explorer there.
Or can I go to the read me through the file, like by opening up the file? Let me see. Oh, here.
So, for some reason in your File Explorer, there's like a bunch of other projects in there besides just the one that we're working on. Is it possible to close that and then open just our project?
Let me see. I'm still like figuring
No,
out
you're
how
good.
to,
I think this is the whole entire thing for Atom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's actually the Atom repository for running their software.
Okay. So I don't know.
When you click on File, what are your options there?
So if I click on File, I have new window, new file, open.
Let's do new window.
Okay. Okay. Can you see that?
I cannot.
This is weird. Or actually, I wonder if I can do like new project and then just bring everything in.
You can, or if what you wanted to do, you can open a Finder window and then open that project folder there and then just double click on the README to open it in Atom.
Let me see. Let me see.
Oh, there it is. That's
Yay.
it.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice. Okay,
Sweet.
cool, cool,
Okay.
cool.
And
So-
then read me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Cool. So just scroll down to the Jumbotron and then just put a little X in there and that's all you got to do.
Okay.
And then save it, add it, commit it.
Save it. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Alrighty, I'll stop my share.
Okay. Anybody else stuck?
I am way behind because I had to figure out how to open the file in VS Code. So
Oh, no problem.
just
Do you need
watching
some
you
help?
guys. I'm not sure which thing to work on.
Anything you want. And everyone who has an open pull request right now, you all have merged conflicts thanks to Jesse.
Okay. I have a fresh terminal.
All right.
And it's when I try to, well, let me see. Let me just check it out. I guess I'm going to look before I just say I can't do it. It says a branch named item 6 already exists. So I guess I'm still not where I'm supposed to be.
Try pushing it. So do a git checkout item 6.
Yeah.
And then just do git push u, or sorry, git push dash u item 6.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't.
the GitHub gods will be kind.
It doesn't appear to be a Git repository, cannot read from remote repository. Make sure you have the correct access rights and the repository exists.
You know what? I wonder, hang on one second. I wonder if your credentials there are not correct. Hold on. Hang on one second. Google is your friend.
Did you say whenever we merge these, you want us to do the rebase and merge through bit?
Yes. Yes. Do you know, V, if you have SSH keys set up?
I do not know, so that probably means I don't.
All right, why don't you share your screen and we can just get super nerdy and take a look at that real quick.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so click on your picture in the top right.
Oh.
And settings. SSH and GP, I don't even know what that means. All right, so click on new SSH key. Awesome. All right. So you want to pull up your terminal.
I installed like Homebrew and Git before we did this, so there's like a bunch of stuff.
Perfect. All right, so you're 100% sure about what your email address is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can check. Let's see. It's the one associated with this, right?
Yes.
Because I used that Google email to log in, so.
Whichever you use to log in with GitHub is what you want.
Yeah, yeah. Should be correct, but okay.
Okay, just want to make sure you're 100% sure. All right. Awesome.
Because I got your invitation in my email, so.
Okay, perfect. All right, so command line. You ready?
Yep.
All right. You're going to type SSH dash keygen, KEYGEN.
Any spaces?
I will let you know when. All right.
Okay.
Space dash T as in Tom, space RSA, space dash B, space 4096, space dash capital C, and then a space and quotes your email address. End quotes. Enter. Enter file. Yep.
I know it's probably really small on your screen, but.
No, it's good. Push enter. That's a good spot. Awesome. You want to put in a password that you will remember. You have to do it twice, so make sure you type it right.
Okay. Random art image.
All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and send you the link. So the next commands get kind of long, so I thought you might want to just copy paste some of those.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's going to be how to add it to GitHub, right? So it's going to have to actually generate that key for you so you can paste it into that spot that we were just looking at.
Where are you guys?
I know.
There's like so much going on.
Take 3 fingers and swipe up Do you have a second desktop up there?
Oh,
So
maybe.
my
I
Zoom
didn't
goes
even
up
I
there.
didn't even think about it. Well, no, I guess I don't. I don't know why I can't see you guys.
Click back on the little Zoom thing on the bottom. Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know what happened.
Hit the escape key.
Wait. There you guys are. I don't know where the chat went. I don't know where anything went.
That's okay. You just go to Google and type in new SSH keys for GitHub Mac.
Okay.
All right. While you were looking that up, does anyone else need help? Now you'll be able to see the chat.
Yeah.
So to begin, we do the git checkout master and then git pull to create a feature branch.
So when you initially clone the repository, you should be on the master branch by default.
All right.
So make sure after you clone it that you type cd space git tutorial. So you actually go into the folder. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Okay. And then you're going to do a git checkout -b with the one that you want to work on. And that'll create a new branch.
With the one I want to work on. So that would be finished index.html.
So in that README file in the repository, it's got a list of all those items. So whichever one that you want to work on, you're just going to say like item 1, item 7, and then that'll be your branch name.
Oh, it's called item whatever.
Yes.
So, okay. Okay, so like say I want to add an about section, like number 1. Has anyone else done that?
I don't think so. I don't think I saw it.
Okay. So, so git checkout -b, item 1, is it all together?
Yes.
Okay.
If you wanted to, you could literally copy and paste that line into your terminal.
Oh, all right. Line 30, I just copy and paste the whole number 1 add about section to collapsible header. I can't even talk.
Yeah, so what you'll do in that README file, if you open that in your editor, is all you have to do is just put an X between those brackets, and that will pop the box. And then in the finished index.html file, you want to grab from line 19 to 37.
Let me scroll up.
No worries.
Okay. 19 to 37. Okay.
And then you're going to paste that in the index HTML where it says on line 19, add the about section here.
Okay. Line 19, add about section here. Okay. Okay. That's in there. Do I hit save at this point then? And then before
you want to share your screen with us?
Yeah, let me share that real quick. Okay, you can see it?
It says yes, there it is.
Yep, I copied and pasted that.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's in there, and I did a Control S. So, and I also...
You haven't saved your README yet.
Yeah, I have not saved it yet. So that's should be saved now.
Awesome.
Okay, so then here...
you're, what are we looking at here?
Git checkout -b.
Oh, okay. So you just didn't finish actually creating the branch. So you want to do git checkout -b and then item 1 and then hit enter.
Like that?
Item 1 with no space.
Okay.
There you go.
Right. All right. And then
a Git repository. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
So did you also download this or did you clone it?
I cloned it, but I also downloaded. I mean, I just, let's see here. Let me go here. Yeah, here's a Git tutorial master right here.
I think when it has the -master, that was a download. So let's
yeah.
Okay. Can you open a separate terminal outside of VS Code for just a second? I think I see one down there. Awesome.
I have this right here. Yep.
Sure. So let's do a git clone, and then you can grab that line right from the README up there if you want. So if you scroll up in the README just a little bit.
Here?
Keep going up. Grab on line 2 from inside those ticks. Like you can actually just grab that. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. And then you can paste that into your terminal window. Perfect. Now CD space git tutorial.
Do I need to go to documents? Because that's where it's at.
I don't think so. I think it cloned it right to that folder.
Oh,
yep.
Nice. Okay.
Cool. So what I would do in VS Code, go back to VS Code, and then you should just be able to say File, Open.
Okay. Do I need to get out of this particular
If you want, you can
directory?
just close it. You could just close the whole window, and it'll close your terminal too.
Okay.
So one thing, I'm not sure if you've set it up yet, but from your command line back over in the terminal over there, there's a little shortcut that you can do.
Here?
Type in code space period.
Enter?
Enter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it'll open that project in VS Code for you.
Oh, that's even better.
Right?
All right, awesome.
Cool. So now you're in there, and I think on a PC, I think it's also Control tilde will open the terminal down there for you.
Okay. Well, I cannot.
No, of course it's different.
Yeah. I haven't used that before. So, all right. And then there's README.
So if you look on the bottom left down there, you see how it has that little fork, and then it says master. So you're on the master branch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you're going to want to go ahead and basically do what you just did before, but do it in here.
Okay, so go to finished index, go to line.
Well, first you want to create your new branch.
Right, okay. Hold on. All right, so I can type in here.
Normally.
It lets me, it just doesn't want to give me a cursor. All right, so what, I forgot what to type now.
That's okay. Git checkout.
B.
And then item 1.
Enter.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait.
Item 1.
I'm trying to type 1, not letting me. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Now you can make your changes.
Okay. So line 19, this is where I would add it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. End of about section.
So you want to make sure you grab from the start of those comments to the end, because I think you might have missed that last div.
Oh,
one more.
I did.
Div. It's okay. You just put an enter after the P tag.
Yeah, I just put a closing div.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
So I already did it. Okay. I keep forgetting Visual Studio adds it already. If you just
no,
do
you're good. And you
start.
can hit Shift Tab and it'll move it to the right spot for you.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Nice.
Good to know. Okay, that's saved. And then I also need to update this and put an X in the box for number 1.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. And save it. All right. And then at this point, what do I do to get commit?
So first you want to add everything to the staging area. So you're going to do git add dash period, because we want to add those 2 files.
This?
No dash, git add period.
Okay.
I think I said dash because I've been saying dash so much. Okay.
That's okay.
And then if you want, you can look at your little git thing on the left side and make sure those are staged. You've got the right files staged there.
Yep. Item 1.
So move your cursor over to the left, kind of near your file explorer. You see that little 2?
Here.
Yep. It's going to show you the 2 files that you changed and it's saying those are staged. And that's perfect.
Good to know. And it says staged and everything.
You got it. So
right.
Git commit -m and then
the message.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's see. Updated. That.
Looks good to me.
All right.
Awesome. Now you want to do git push -u.
Enter.
And, nope. We're going to do space origin. And then the name of your branch is item 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Now enter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, weird. I forgot I downloaded the GitHub desktop thing.
No problem.
Do I have to use it though?
Yes, because that's how you authenticate into that repository because it has permissions.
Okay, I gotta think of what my username is. I forgot already, so.
It's going to be your email address.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
And you can just put your password in Zoom. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
How is the pull request management going, ladies? It looks like, Pam, you still have some merge conflicts to resolve on yours.
Those are the only two I can see. I don't know.
Both of yours have merge conflicts.
What?
Gotta fix that.
I think it's working. Looks like it did.
All right, let me flip back. Scroll down for me a little bit, Christy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you command click or control, PC scare me. Command or control, I don't know what the PC key is, but you should be able to click on that link and create your pull request.
Okay.
The one right above that one.
Control click. Okay. Wait, this one?
Yes, ma'am. You see where on top of that it says create a pull request for item 1 on GitHub by visiting? Yep. Control click. Open.
Sesame.
Perfect.
Okay.
And there's your pull request. So you just click create pull request and it gives you a little check and it says that you are able to merge, no merge conflicts like Pam.
Very cool. All right, cool.
Awesome. So I am very curious to see. Let's go to look at the files changed. So on the tab, kind of a little bit further down, go up just a little bit more. You see where it says, yep. And let's look at your change set. That looks great. Awesome. So let's go ahead and go back to where you just were and click that drop down arrow. And we're going to rebase and merge.
Oh.
And then you got to click it again because it's fun. Just on the
button.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then click it again.
Confirm.
Like I said, I love that you have to click it 3 times.
Yeah. It's like, do you really want to do this?
Now, if you go back to VS Code,
okay.
You want to do git checkout dash, and that'll go back to the master branch. And then you want to do a get pull.
Just enter.
Yes, ma'am. And then let's see what our page is looking like. So let's go back to your browser and go to File.
Yeah. Here?
Yes,
this is Firefox. Sorry.
No, you're good. Open File.
Okay. Here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And we want to go open this index.html. So where is the repository?
I think I may have created this before.
Oh, that's okay.
All right.
Let's go back to open file.
Let me go back to I didn't even look. I was over here.
No, you're
good. Let me, is it this one?
I think you were in your root.
C?
Maybe. User, or hold on, let's look at your VS Code. It'll tell you where it is exactly.
Okay.
Where do I find Chris Git tutorial?
Sorry?
It's users Chris Git tutorial.
Where do you see that?
In the command line right there in the bottom, it says C.
Oh, I see it. Users,
Yep.
Chris,
Yeah,
Git tutorial.
that's your navigation pathway. I saw that she was in her default.
Right.
So
I'm just not sure where to find Chris.
You're good. So click on users right there in that folder list.
Yeah, yeah, where it says users.
To the right.
Before,
Oh,
no.
here.
Yeah, there.
Okay.
There.
Aha. All right. And here it is.
Tutorial. Yes, ma'am.
Oops.
And,
and this one.
Index. Yes, ma'am.
All right. There we go.
How we looking?
Here we go.
Awesome.
Wait.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So it looks like we still need to do the collapsible header. And did anyone do the modal yet? If you click on view, can you see the modal? Does it pop up? All right. Not yet.
Nothing yet. All right.
All righty.
Anything else you'd like me to do before I stop sharing?
Grab some more things there.
All right, sure, why not?
Anything you want. I think Burnett, you got your Jumbotron merged. Awesome. Are you working on another one, Burnett?
Yeah, I just pushed item 11.
Awesome. So tell you what, Christy, why don't you do the modal number 7?
Sure. Okay.
And I'm gonna flip back and if you want to share again, we can see what's going on with your stuff. I have no idea. It's perplexing.
You want me to stop sharing here?
Yes, if you don't mind, Christy.
Sure.
If you get stuck though, definitely we can.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what's happening.
All right.
With my stuff.
All right.
So I did the next step with the shush ad.
Oh.
But if I'm not supposed to do that, then
I wonder if you're still running Bash. Oh, you have the you don't type the $sign.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just everything after the $sign.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second. So wait, so the line that's underneath it is telling you what it should spit out.
Okay, so just
copy eval. Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. All right, so it's saying check to see if that exists. So you want to grab open to the end. So where that $sign
so
is.
this little.
Yep, you got it.
Does not exist.
Okay, so we're going to create it. So you're going to grab the touch. Yep.
So what is this doing here? This is creating like a key
this is creating secure keys that are specific to your machine.
Okay.
So RSA publication of keys. So I saw you were thinking about opening your keychain. All of these get added to that. So like your SSL certificates for websites and stuff all show up in there. These are secure keys that are specific to your machine that GitHub knows so that you don't have to log in every time. So it's going to look specifically for this key package on your machine every time you make changes with Git.
Okay.
So you don't have to log in all the time. All right. So you're going to open the file and modify other file if you are not using the default location. La la la. All right, so you can type in code with so it's the space tilde, like if you want to just copy and paste that part after the touch.
This right here.
Yeah, just that. So code and then type that. Sorry,
Okay.
type code and then paste that.
Yeah. Command not found code.
Wait, are you using Atom? Were you using Atom or VS Code?
VS Code.
All right, let's do this. Go to your Finder window. All right, and you want to go back to the root. So go to Go on the top like we did before. Go to folder. And in fact, yeah, you know what? Go to computer and we can just add that to your sidebar. So expand Mac HD.
Yeah, so this MacBook I recently upgraded, so that's why nothing is where it's supposed to be.
Users, and then drag your name over to the left side. There you go. Now it's there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So hit Command Shift period.
There we go.
Perfect. And then double click.
There's my little hidden.
Yeah. So to hide and unhide hidden folders or files, it's Command Shift period. Double click on SSH and then open that config file. You may need a command click and open with, oh, is it a text editor? Perfect. All right. So copy pasta the code where it says host star, blah, blah, blah.
This
Just
one.
copy all of that and paste it in there and save it. Awesome.
And that's it?
Yep. And then back to the next thing. SSH add -K. You want to copy that line.
Okay.
Paste the terminal.
Okay.
So that's the password you put in earlier. Awesome. All right, click on number 4, which is add to GitHub.
Click on what?
Number 4 in the browser. There's a link.
Oh, duh. Oh, man. Okay.
All right. So grab that line, copy it, paste it in the terminal.
This one?
Yes, ma'am. All right, it's on your clipboard, so we want to go back to GitHub. Yep. And SSH keys. Oh, I'm like, there it is, new SSH key.
It's like, where's the button?
Paste.
Oh,
awesome.
God.
And then just put the name of your, like, just say B's MacBook or whatever you got there. Sweet. Done. All right. Now let's see if we can get you to push up some code.
Oh my God. Okay.
You're good. All right. So just hit the up arrow a couple times and see if you can get that prompt back up. Oh, those files are, you're on master.
Yeah.
Let's pull it again. There's been a lot of changes since git pull. All right. So let's check out your branch.
So check,
yeah, it's fine.
Get,
check out -B.
Oh yeah, and then item 6, right?
Yeah. No worries. Okay, so we're gonna do git space
fatal.
Branch. You're good. I know.
Fatality.
So permanent. All right, so that's telling you the branches that you already have. So do git branch space -D space item 6. What that's going to do is going to delete that branch. So up arrow twice, thrice.
Oh. Oh.
Git checkout -B. I was just thinking you would have. There you go.
There we go.
Git add.
Oh my God, yes. Finally, it wouldn't let me switch. It just said that I already had it somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, so
git add space period. Awesome. Git commit with your message. -M.
Oh, yeah. Getting that footer.
Watch, it's still not going to work. All right, git push -U origin item 6. What's up, dude? What's up?
We got there.
All right, so command click that and create your pull request.
Okay.
And you got to learn how to add SSH keys to your GitHub, which is great because you will have to do that in real life also. And it is a lot more frustrating with other like GitLab and Bitbucket.
Okay, so
you can go ahead and command click on that link that it created for you right there, where it says create a pull request. Not that one, the one on top.
Oh, cancel. This one?
Yep.
Pull.
Yep, and it'll tell you to create a pull request, which you can do. You can't merge. Oh no. It's fine.
Conflicting files.
Your README. Click on resolve conflicts. Let's see what happens. I have no idea what that means. I cannot read this. Okay, so let's do this back in VS Code.
Yeah.
What?
Looked like it was in there twice.
Yeah, so let's go git checkout master.
Okay.
Or git checkout dash, whatever. Yep. Do a git pull. Oh, it's behind by 9 commits. Look at that.
Dang. Okay.
Awesome. Git checkout dash. We'll go back to your branch. Awesome. Git rebase master.
I keep typing get. Rebase master.
Yep. Merge conflicts. All right, so let's look at it. Let's see what's going on. So your incoming change just has the footer, so that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's do this. Accept the current change. So click on that little link above the head.
This one.
Click that, and then you're going to need to go back and put your X on number 6. Okay, save it. Now, this I typically do with the editor here. So if you look on your source control, you see where it says merge changes. If you hover on the README, there should be a little plus button.
Yeah.
Click it. Cool. So you've got those files staged, sorry. So go back to your command line and say git status. It's telling you you're in the middle of a rebase. What do you need to do? We've got all of our files staged. So do what it says there and say git rebase -- continue.
Oh, I spelt it wrong.
I did. I
think.
All the time. You did. You did. Whenever the help comes up, you always spelled something.
What is it? Git rebase -- continue.
Yes.
I missed the. Yeah.
All right. Yay, Vim. All right. So.
Yay.
So get the colon. So shift colon WQ. Yep. Enter.
Right click.
Git push force. Or git push -F for the shorthand. Be careful force pushing. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually create another branch from the branch that I have and just say blah, blah, blah copy. So in case I mess up a rebase, I have a copy, which I'm so glad I did recently because I opened our Java code in VS Code and it completely ruined everything and I had to start over.
Oh no.
Yeah. You could ask Pam. I was cussing a lot.
I have a question about that rebase actually. Because I've just been doing git polls at work. Is it just the code that you have that you risk messing up by doing a rebase, or is it like if you're working on a feature? I mean, is it master?
So it won't ever change master. What it's basically saying is I want you to completely rewrite the history of my branch so that the last commit includes all the commits from master from the time that I created this branch until now.
Okay. including all of the individual commits that you made. Like, so like, might sound stupid, it might be bad practice. I commit after every workday, just in case. Like, I actually push it up to my remote branch too, just because I don't want to tie it to my computer. If you do a rebase after the like after what your task is finished is done, will it, other people can't see all of those individual commits, it's just that one last one?
Gotcha. Let me show you. All right. So I'm drawing something. Hang on.
Yeah, for sure.
I like pictures. Pictures help. All right. So is this backwards or does it show normal?
You're fine.
Okay. Okay. So here is, in fact, you know what I could do? I could put days. All right. So you said you commit at the end of every day, right? So on Monday, you created a branch, a feature branch from master. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, there have been more commits onto master from other feature branches. And now you have these 4 commits on your feature branch, but they're completely detached from master. You have no idea about any of those commits. So what a rebase will do is, I feel like a really bad teacher. It's going to take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commits, and it's going to roll them up into this on yours. So what it does is when you go to merge, if you did a merge, like if you merged master into yours, what it would do is it would then create 5 commits on top of yours with those commits.
Okay. And in Bitbucket, that's those grayed out commits that you'll see.
Yes, they're merge commits.
Gotcha.
So with a rebase, what it does is it rolls all of those up into your last commit so that when you merge, it just does this and it doesn't have all of this with the merge commits on your branch.
Gotcha. So what about the force commit then is maybe would hesitate?
So because you're taking all of those commits and wrapping them into your last one, it's actually rewriting the commit history. So you know that commit SHA that it makes when you push it, it rewrites that with a new one that includes basically all of that revision.
Okay.
So because history has changed and it doesn't have the same timeline, you have to force it to rewrite itself. So initially getting started, what I would do before you start rebasing is I would create a copy of your branch and like push it to Bitbucket and just say like, here's branch V2. Do the rebase. If it goes well, awesome. You can delete that other one.
Yeah.
But I know that getting started, I had a lot of issues. And usually what I do too, just because like with the last software company that I worked with, we were always having to make changes and I got stuck on just bug fixing for 6 months. So I didn't want to have, 10 commits on one bug fix, even if it was big. I just want to know, okay, this introduced another bug on this change. What did I change? Because you can do, I don't know if you've ever done it before, a bisect, where basically you tell Git, the code was good here and it's bad here, and it splits the difference to the commit that's right in the middle. And then you run the code and you say, is it good or is it bad? And if it's bad, then it splits the difference between the good and that bad. And then it actually takes you to the commit that broke stuff. It's really cool. So obviously the fewer commits that you have, the faster that process is. I remember having to go through 500 because it was over like a 6-month period. And that was with us squashing and having 1 commit per feature branch. So yeah, it took a long time. not to mention having to rebuild servers and do npm installs every time because our package changed. But I actually will squish all of this into one. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I need to look into that more, I think, because I just do polls. I never really knew, so.
It really depends on like who is managing your code base and who's doing your builds. Because when you do have to go back and find stuff like that and troubleshoot, or if you're trying to look at history and somebody's like work in progress 6.1, that is so unhelpful. I remember going back and looking through some of our commit messages and it was like work in progress 1, work in progress 2, like completely unhelpful.
Yeah,
So
I'm probably guilty of that, but I'm so nervous to have it on my computer. I'm like, I don't want it there.
Well, you have to know though that because Git knows about those files and every time they change, it's tracked locally. So it's automatically always saved locally. Now, if anything happens to your computer, then yeah, you're
right. Yeah, that's what I mean. I was pushing up.
Right, yeah. But no, that's probably a good practice, and I'm really guilty of not doing that. It's just like, I'll get it done. If it's something really big, definitely I would make lots of commits. But what I would do, I think, when I was really happy with it, was like, this is definitely good. Or if it's a huge change set, like, hey, I'm rewriting this whole page as part of this ticket, and I'm also doing this, then I would definitely have those in 2 commits because they're pretty different things. But kind of for the stuff we're doing now, it's like, here's this new screen, here's this, here's that, and it's just one. But it really depends on who you work with. Some people like to have a lot of commits so they can go back and look at it. It's definitely preference. So.
Cool, thank you.
You bet.
All right, well, I've made zero progress on my merge conflicts. I got lost in a rebase. I actually was doing exactly what you said about creating a new branch with that commit. And then I pushed that up and it's still, that one went through, but still my original one is out there. So, and now it says that it can't be rebased due to conflicts. So I'm
You broke it good.
And I will say too, like in my new department, we have someone who manages all merges. So we literally just make our own ticket branches and then, submit them for peer review, but then literally we don't do anything else after that. We let the merge guru do it. So a lot of this kind of stuff isn't even, like, I don't do it all the time.
You may, once someone adds a change to master that you need on your branch, and you go to either merge it in or rebase it in, you may experience similar headache. But yeah, I would say if you're in merge conflict hell, like with what you have and your change set is so small and you know what it is, I would just delete that branch, pull master, create a new branch, make your changes. But yeah, we got to go through some of those merge conflicts and that was pretty fun. But.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened here. But anyways.
All right,
guys.
guys.
Sorry, I have a question. So what happens if like someone wants to go back to an older version of something? Like we made all these changes and then it got committed and then they ended up not liking it.
So if we look at our commit history here on the code, 14 commits, look at that. Every one of these, look, you're verified because you're using your keys. You see all of these things right here. These are called commit SHAs, and it is a specific key for that commit. So basically I could be like, man, Pam ruined everything when she thought she resolved her merge conflicts, but she actually didn't. I'm going to copy the commit SHA from the one right before that. So this is putting it on my clipboard. All right. So what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this. And I can actually check out that commit SHA. So instead of going to a branch, go away. I have pasted that commit SHA. So it's telling me. What's up?
Is that commit shell then like a snapshot after each
Exactly.
commit then?
Exactly.
So basically it's like its own backup.
Yes.
Key.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the whole point of this, right? Is the version control system, so that any point in time you can go back to that point in history. And
History. Okay.
And so it's saying like, hey, you are detached from the head. What does that mean? So if you remember when we were looking at this, the head of the branch is up here.
Mhm.
And now
Right.
what I've done is basically gone back to here on master. So I am
Gotcha.
completely ignoring everything that came after there. And that's how that's one way to do it, is you can actually check out the specific commit. But let's say you were working on your feature branch and you made 2 commits and everything looked good, and then you made a 3rd commit and it broke everything. You would do a git reset head and then however many you want to go back. And there's definitely information out there. I didn't want to get too much into that because that gets into some really
Right.
scary stuff.
But what you showed was that's good to know, because at least now if there's a case where it's like, oops, and I need to find that specific point in time that I need to go back to, at least I can go and pull that spot in that moment in time where the commit level, where I need to go back to. So no, thank you.
Absolutely. Yep. That's exactly right.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been in snapshot hell before for finance closes where they inadvertently uploaded the subledger 7 times to the general ledger. We had to peel back the snapshots one at a time out of the GL. So yes, I understand about snapshots, only too well.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. Any other questions, guys? I don't know where Zoom went.
Will we get a copy of the recording?
Pam or Jesse, who's recording?
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll post that.
Cool. Well, sorry, I know we went way over time, but I think we were all having fun. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
You. Thank you for going way over time.
Yeah, I would just be playing video games, so this was a better time.
It's way better. Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thanks, Kathryn.
You bet, guys.
Yeah,
well,
thank you.
Feel free to connect on LinkedIn and GitHub and Facebook, whatever you want. Happy to stay in touch with you guys. Feel free to get in touch if you have any questions about anything. Happy to help.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks.
guys.
Just keep your eyes out for the next one. And,
All right. See you guys.